pick up where I left off at. Dad had given me the permission to sell the drugs. The money started rolling in, the clientele started to pick up. I started to meet other people in similar circles that were doing the same things, either that I was doing and selling or that my father was doing, and just going to the doctor and getting a big dumb script. There were some older people that just liked lump sums of money, and I could take them a lump sum of money. They would keep enough of their medication as to what they really needed for the month, maybe one a day, not six. And, wholesale purchase. So there was a ton of drugs going through my hands, all varieties, not just prescription narcotics, not just oxycodone 30s, but if you name it, I dealt in it. I could get it for you. That's just how I operated. I was your guy. Once the drugs really started to flow and the cash really started to come in, the party lifestyle really started to pick up. And I would be delivering drugs to different party scenes, different people's houses, things were going on. And they would always offer, hey, stay and have a beer. Hey, here's a blunt. Hey, you want to do this line? And in the beginning, I was like, no, it's all business. It's all business. Well, then my own party lifestyle kind of started to take over, and my personality shifted with the addiction. And then I started to partake in all the parties. And then I was hanging out in all these different circles. And that's when the money kind of started getting screwed up. Because I was becoming too close to my clientele, I was extending favors. I was giving things on the arm to await payment until the next time they went to the doctor and things of that. And the people in my circle started to get addicted and started to show junkie mentalities. And then my own junkie mentality started to come out. And from there, it was just all downhill. But it was a good ride downhill because it was still felt like it was going up. Dad got sick and closed down the business in 2006, 2007. Somewhere in 2007 was when I started selling the drugs, and things really didn't start to fall apart until like 2009, 2010. So there was 2 or 3 really good full speed years in there. And a lot of things were done, said, witnessed. It's crazy when I think back about it. The abusive relationship with the ex-girlfriend, both mentally and physically, both her and I abusing the other. The child that was conceived through the act of addiction. The spoiled relationships because I chose drugs over family and friends. The heartache that came with living in it when I have the rear view perspective now of looking at the choices that I made. Those things are all in my recovery story, and most of them have been a challenge to get over, to learn. I thought that I had it figured out, and then I got smacked in the face. And that's happened several times now. And I've realized that the plan that I made for myself very early in recovery was just a blueprint or a foundation. And along the way, changes have been made, and my recovery has become an as-built. Constantly evolving, constantly changing. New challenges arise. Life on life's terms. Daily, weekly, monthly, something comes up that's unexpected, that's, oh my God, how do I get over this one now? Some of them are just small things that I overanalyze, and some of them are larger. But back to the back to the recovery story. I started selling the drugs. Money was great. I started using the drugs. The money kind of fell off. And then once the money started to fall off, then the family problems arose. Because in 2007, when my father got ill, I think my dad got sick like the end of 2005, the beginning of 2006, and he struggled for a few months to try and go to work. Got to the point to where he couldn't stop falling down. My brother took over the company and basically ran it into the ground. I don't want to, make him out to be the bad guy, because it got dumped in his lap and he wasn't ready. So it's not 100% his fault, but he needs to own it just as well as I do, because I was riding shotgun. The only difference is I was only 2007. I was 19. My brother would have been 25. The work was there. All he had to do was answer the telephone, and he couldn't do it because his wife was worthless. I will say that very proudly, that his wife was, always will be worthless in my mind. That woman raised me, was like a mother to me, and the welfare mentality just ruined her and my brother and the entire family. But he was raising his kids, he was running the business, and he was dealing with dad, and he couldn't handle it all, and she offered no help, and he gave up the only one that was able to be given up, and that was the company. He went to work for somebody, I went to work for somebody, and I started selling the drugs. So there's a lot of things that could have been done differently, but that's not for me to say now, because it's done. I can't change it. The only thing that I can do is I can make a difference now and moving forward. So dad got sick, tried to keep the company going, wasn't able to. My brother tried, wasn't able to. Was spending more money than he was making. He started selling the drugs, and his people started selling the drugs, and I think he was skimming the top, and that's why the money was coming back messed up. But the money got messed up, and then I started selling the drugs, and then the money got messed up again. So I can't point fingers, I can only tell the story. My perspective, take it as you will. But so when the money got messed up the first time, involving my brother and the company and the first attempt at drug sales, it was discovered that my brother had been stealing. I wrote about it in one of my stories on the blog, but he had been skimming money from my dad every payday, and my father discovered it, and at that point my brother was asked to leave the property. The home that I grew up in Red Point, there was 9 building lots for a total of 1.5 acres. It had 2 houses and a big garage on it. One house was my grandmother's, the other house was my parents'. My brother inherited my grandmother's house when his wife and my mother could not get along. She was a girlfriend at that time, but my mother and the girlfriend could not get along, so dad made the decision to move us back to the original family house. And that's when he got that house, and that's when he established his family. He might have been like 19, maybe 20. I was 15, so he would have been 20 or 21. But when the money became an issue in the family, and you want to hear more of this story, click the follow button. I'm going to continue to record them, make them, upload them. It'll give you something to watch. Maybe some drama for your family. No, I'm just kidding. Nobody likes drama, especially me. But click that follow button. Click the like button. Let me know what you think in the comments. At the very least, tell me what state you're from. Tell me where you're watching the video from. Just tell me that you're watching something. Let me get some feedback on this. And I thank you guys for stopping by. Stop in and see me again. Have a good day.